Hey population, welcome to Back News. I'm Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Today we're discussing one of the biggest, most epic Hulk stories of all time. You thought World War Hulk was crazy? Well, get ready for Future Imperfect. This story is off the chain retarded crazy. This is Crazy Town Banana Pants, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
This is peanut butter jelly time.
This is peanut butter jelly time. Hulk style. Whenever I talk about like Peter David, where I'm like, Peter David fucking wrote the Hulk, man. He wrote Future effing Imperfect. He created the Maestro.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's the Maestro? The Hulk as well. This is a book written by Peter David with art by George friggin' Perez.
I'm already confused.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, George Perez. Avengers versus JLA, George Perez.
Oh.
Yeah, this dude is big time serious. This is a big time serious 2-part Hulk story.
So, wait,
2-issue Hulk story from like the early 90s.
How many Hulks are in this?
There are 2 Hulks.
2 Hulks.
Here's the story. It's 100 years in the future, in the world of dystopia, after a nuclear holocaust has taken place. It's Peter David's Terminator, but instead of it being like a Terminator-controlled wasteland, well, alright, there is a wasteland, and it's like an irradiated wasteland full of like mutants and crap, and like I think there's actually like a mutant like camp somewhere full of like X-Men type mutants, but who cares? They're not in this book. What matters instead is that there is this one place called Dystopia that the Hulk, that the Maestro controls.
You mean Piccolo here?
Yep. The Maestro is this big green bearded douche nozzle who is... He's one of the most frustratingly brilliant villains I've ever encountered in Marvel Comics. Doom...
Wait, frustratingly brilliant?
Yes, like, he's so frustrating because you don't quite know how he's going to fall, or if he's going to fall. And he's so full of himself, and he's also got the strength of the Hulk, and he's also a super genius. And so it's just like, with Doctor Doom, if you're fighting Doctor Doom, you know that all you gotta do is throw Reed Richards into the mix, and he's gonna lose his shit. Or just lose. Either way, you got what you're, what you're dealing with Doom. Green Goblin, he's a crazy asshole billionaire. Like, you could probably deal with...
But Spider-Man will take care of it.
Spider-Man will take care of that. One street-level superhero can handle the Green Goblin. With the Maestro is... And I understand that after Secret Wars, because it's a future imperfect realm in Battleworld that's ruled by the Maestro, that the Maestro will
Salieri.
Be the new... Yeah, exactly. The other guy will be... how do I put it? He's going to be a new big bad for the all different Marvel.
Oh.
Like, they're going to bring him up.
Thus kind of indicating the fate of Doom.
Yes. Oh. And so here's...
One might say Maestro is orchestrating all of this.
He's orchestrating something, all right. So, but most of the time it's orchestrating banging concubines.
What?
So, in Dystopia, look at this crazy... We'll get there. Look at this crazy place full of people. Look at how many people George Perez had to draw.
Everybody's wearing like the same color.
That's a really busy bazaar.
Yeah. So...
It's bizarrely busy.
Yeah, you might say. So, alright, Dystopia is the last city. It's almost like Mega City 1 from Judge friggin' Dredd.
Okay.
But instead of judges, there's war dogs, which we've encountered in some spin-off series.
Oh god, we did.
Yeah.
Those horrible metallic vulture things without wings that didn't look like dogs at all.
Yeah, but these are more or less dogs. So in the future, in Dystopia, there's this crappy city, and everyone is subjugated under the Maestro. And the Maestro runs everything, and he's got his own, like, weird police force, and their own war dogs that are, like, adamantium robot dogs.
Wait, adamantium?
Well, no, actually, their jaws can crush adamantium in 7.8 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. They're serious business.
What are they made out of?
God only knows.
Okay.
Maestro only knows.
Future adamantium.
Yeah.
Adamantanium.
Ultimatium.
Wouldn't it be like Maestronium?
Yeah. A new kind of metal.
That sounds like a meat or some weird dish. Who wants some maestronium for dinner?
Well, you guys would know.
Yeah. So, alright.
Yeah.
We meet these Thank you. We meet these characters who are like freedom fighters, and they're in this bazaar, and they're trying to get through the bazaar, and their names are Janice, Piz Fizz, Scooter, and Darkord.
Oh, I feel really sorry for Piz Fizz.
Yeah, well, don't worry, Piz Fizz dies.
I was going to say, how many of these people do we actually have to remember the names of?
Janice.
Cool!
Darkord is made an example of by the police force. They just shoot her in the face. She seems like the most capable, serious, hardcore character. She also kind of looks like Zealot.
I was just
from
about to say that.
Wildcats.
I'm like, with the thing on her forehead, she really looks like Zealot.
Well, that's just
you
the
took
target.
it away
that
from
they're-
me.
Piz Fizz is like this old, like, inventor, kind of like, like he's like a scrappy, kind of like, oh, thanks for bringing me along, team. Don't worry, I won't slide this to the authorities. There's a lot of, like, annoying future babble, where everybody says things.
Oh, like in Dread.
Like in Dread, or
Do they
like
not
in Spider-Man
shiv?
2099. Yeah, exactly. They're all Billy Berserk in this book. And they incessantly use it. Like, instead of saying, did you see this? They say, did you just slide it across your viz?
Your eyes?
Yeah.
What? How is... But it's the same syllables. You're not
I
really...
know. No, but like in the future, they don't say that anymore, because it's just not cool. Just like in 2015, all kids in the future wear their pants inside out.
Yeah.
So they blow up his Fizz's leg, and he's like, go on without me, team. I won't slide this. And they're like, he's gonna slide this. So they leave him there. And so they leave him, and the cops bag him, and they take him to the maestro for interrogation. And they like fuck with him, and the maestro he looks like this.
Okay.
And he's got a concubine who's dressed like Red Sonja.
Sweet.
What?
Yeah, because Marvel has the Red Sonja license. But
Okay.
I think it's more like just a visual homage. It's not like he's like, I got a Red Sonja thing.
I didn't realize that Marvel had the Red Sonja.
Yeah, they did for a time.
Oh, okay.
So the Freedom Fighters go to... they keep talking about how they got this, like... I can't remember what the term was. They keep calling him, like, the Stud, or something like that. The Studley, or something like that. It's the Hulk. Okay. The Freedom Fighters went back in time using Dr. Doom's time machine, and they grabbed the Incredible Hulk, who in the early 90s was smart and the Hulk.
Okay.
Okay.
So he talked like a regular person. And they brought him to this shitty future 100 years in the future because only the Hulk can defeat the Maestro.
So only the Hulk can defeat the Hulk.
Yes. But by the way, they like David thinks that like we don't know that the Maestro is the Hulk. Or that the Hulk, because Hulk keeps going like, who is the Maestro? And no one will answer him. And then finally, like, eventually Hulk runs into somebody who does know and that he trusts. And they reveal, like, he goes, do you have to ask? And I'm like, yeah, did you have to ask? It's been half an issue. Like, what are you doing?
Wait. I just want to know for the rest of the book, is this a Hulk who gets increasingly more powerful as he gets angry?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. The madder Hulk gets, strong Hulk gets. It's always been a fact.
Okay.
Then how could they ever beat each other?
Right. How do they beat each other? Good question. Especially because the Maestro's the Hulk. After an atomic war that killed all the superheroes.
What?
There's this atomic war that takes place sometime in the past that destroys all the superheroes.
All of them?
Yeah, everybody.
They were all there.
All of them were there, including Silver Surfer. And look at the freaking picture behind me. This is Rick Jones's trophy room, and it's full of all the relics of all the superheroes. It's basically like an oral history of the death of the Marvel universe as we know it, chronicled by Captain America's second sidekick, Rick
Oh my
Jones.
God,
Also,
his skin is still there.
yeah,
So the atomic war killed all the superheroes, but
Yes.
there's still people.
yes, it
It was a mutant only.
no,
Halo.
it was not.
It was an X-bomb.
It destroyed all the superheroes, but the Hulk was smart enough to invent something to protect a subset of the population,
Which became dystopia.
which became dystopia.
Oh, okay.
And
but a large enough where it could repopulate.
yes,
And can they go beyond the city? Or is
yeah,
it
if
totally
they go in, well,
screwed?
they don't want to because the wastelands are called that for a reason. Like,
There's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there, and in fact, like there are people who are like trying to till the soil and stuff, and occasionally Hulk or Maestro will go out there and like give them seeds and food in exchange for pretty girls.
All right, literally, so far, he doesn't seem that bad.
He's horrible because he hoards his. He's like a despot. He hoards his resources.
Oh, he's a dragon.
Yes, he's a dragon. Except he doesn't care about riches, although he wears them all. He hoards
Princesses.
he hoards princesses, but he bangs them.
Yeah.
Yeah, dragons
Dragons
do that too.
All right, well, we're getting into territory I do not know anything about. Let's just stick with comics. So, Maestro hoards hot chicks and resources, and only distributes them like through a trickle-down system. And so no one really has like much. He put himself on top so that only he has all the power and control over everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he uses it to if he could, he's got hyper intelligence Bruce Banner and the strength of the Hulk. He could fix
Oh my god.
the planet.
Maestro is just the evil guy from Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, he basically is that guy. They bring the Hulk into the future. All right, the Freedom Fighters go back in time. They find Rick Jones, who is the Hulk's like buddy.
Okay, which freedom fighters?
The like
Janice and
Is
it those-
Viz.
The other one
Okay.
that's still alive.
Well, no, they were all alive back when they did this.
Oh. Okay.
The story takes place like in present day future.
Okay.
And then they do a flashback, but I'm giving you the benefit of the
Gotcha.
flashback. But the flashback is just they go back and they use Doctor Doom's time machine to go back in time, grab Rick Jones, convince him that they're from the future and that the future's fucked, and they need the Hulk. So Rick Jones convinces the Hulk to go with them to go back to the future. So young Banner
Why
brain
can't
Hulk.
they just convince the Hulk? Why do you have to get the... Look,
Why
we
is
know
Rick
the
Jones-
Hulk won't listen, so we gotta get his best friend to tell him.
That's typically what they do.
That's dumb.
I know,
That's
but-
really dumb.
Well, it's a weird. It's like circuitous. There's no point.
Sal, you have to come with me. So, Tiffany,
Could you ask Sal?
Sal has to come out so that we can get sandwiches, because if we don't get sandwiches, we're going to be really hungry, and the future's going to end.
Like, why
so,
don't- why don't I just come with you?
tell him, no, you won't listen to me.
Sal.
Sal, I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
Tiffany,
sorry.
convince Sal we have to get sandwiches.
Sal, I think you need to go get sandwiches with Ben.
Okay.
Else we-
Woo! It worked.
Yeah, we just
It's
saved
the only way to
future.
do it.
Bizarre. So yeah, and there's no other explanation to offer. So Hulk goes to the future. He joins the Freedom Fighters, and the Freedom Fighters are like, being weird and like cloak and dagger about it until they bring him to their lair. And their lair is like they get into this weird like platform elevator thing, and he like. It's a neat future elevator, and Hulk is like dazzled by the future. Not like but more like a wow, like this is a really crazy technology. And it's like, yes, it's 100 years in the future. Of course, it's crazy technology. So like, they go and he go like at one point he goes like, how far does this go down? And they're like, all the way. And it's like to the fucking core of the earth.
No,
Like,
the other side.
yeah, to China. So no, it goes all the way down wherever the hell that means, and they.
Well, it's like, how far do those legs go up? All the way.
So they get
It's a really bad joke.
They get to their whatever, and they were actually tracked by some jackass.
Okay.
But they're tracked because they want to because Peter David wants to illustrate how impenetrable their fortress is. So like he gets into the tracker gets into the elevator like scans him and then blows the fuck up. And they're like
The elevator blows up?
the elevator blows up, and the Freedom Fighters go, "We've got entrances everywhere. Like, we can afford to lose lots and lots of elevators because we have doors into this base all over the place."
But man, we really liked that elevator.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
it was an elevator.
but we need
Whoa.
to
How many?
like a lot. That's all they say. Anyway, they go. So then they're like, Piz Viz is gonna spill the beans, so we need to get everybody and get out of here. Never mind the fact that this place has like 1,000 entrances using infinite technology that like the people on the surface in dystopia could really afford and need. Like, whatever. So
Yeah.
they're trying to get everybody, and
These freedom fighters are jerks.
they're idiots. So they go and introduce him to like their leader, kind of.
Why didn't they just kill Piz Fizz?
I don't know.
Because he was a friend.
Yeah,
I can
they feel
see
bad.
that. Like,
But
by the
look,
way, his leg got
mistake.
shot off. He's like, leave me. Like, all right, I'm going to leave you. I'm not going to put a bullet in your brain.
they surely should have, though. He should have been, leave me, okay? No!
I mean, I was just going by what these people are like so far.
Yeah, no.
So that just seems like something they might have done.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they're not very good friends.
No, they're terrible. So
Nor are they very good freedom fighters.
They're
apparently.
horrible.
They're not very good people at all.
No, everybody sucks. Everybody sucks in this book. Everybody's a dick.
Except Hulk, right?
He's kind of a dick, too. So, but only because he's the Hulk. Like, he's always pissed off. So, Hulk is introduced to, like, the leader of the Freedom Fighters, who's this, like, 200-year-old man, who's Rick Jones. And he sits in Professor X's old chair, like the hover chair.
The hover chair? Does he hover around?
Yeah, he's like...
Rick Jones is
still alive, yeah. And, but But
It'd be 130 at that point. At
but
least.
he uses like I guess he's using like superhero stuff to like keep himself alive. Like
Does he...
like maybe Professor X's chair
Superhero
has like I mean
stuff.
Professor X's chair has like Shi'ar tech in it, so like maybe it's keeping him alive.
All right.
Like I'm willing to give it to him.
So does he remember sending...
No.
Oh.
No, none of the Hulks remember this experience.
Interesting.
That's revealed later.
All right.
So
well,
like
I guess that's necessary to actually have just a loop.
well, it's interesting they actually talk about that because like okay,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
so
get ahead.
Hulk re-meets the old Rick Jones. Rick Jones is like, everybody's dead. Here's what's happened. You got to go stop the Maestro. Maestro is like, so he interrogates Pizviz or whatever, and Pizviz is like resistant to the mind probe they're using on him. And at one point, they actually Rick Jones shows Hulk what happened through like a movie, and Hulk is like, "Why? Where are these visuals? Like, where are these images coming
The
from?"
apocalypse and you.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's like, but it is, and he's like, "Where are these? Like, who filmed this?" And he's like, "No, like in the future, everyone just like explains what happened, and we can like go into your mind. So like, this is just it's from everybody. It's from like people's memories.
It's like taking someone's tears and then putting them in a special fountain and then putting your face in the fountain and then you can see their memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Except like instead of it being a fountain, it's more like a projector.
All right.
So, Hulk gets brought up to speed, and while they're catching Hulk up, Pizviz gets interrogated, and he doesn't offer up much
Because of senility.
No, it's just because he's a hardcore guy. Like he's really like, no, I'm not going to tell you nothing.
No, it's because he just can't remember anything.
He can remember because they use the mind thing and they start getting information. And at one point, he actually tries to like bait Maestro into killing him because Maestro is just this coiled spring of a ruler. And he spits in his eyes like, "You spit in my eye! No one spit in my eye for 200 years! I'll fucking crush your face!" Then they're like, then his like vizier is like, "Don't, my lord! Like he's trying to get you to kill him so he can't have information." Goes, "Ah, yes, that's a good point. Like good. You know what? We'll just keep doing it then." So then like
I guess we'll just rip your arms off.
So they get this information, and then like he dies. Like he dies from resisting the forced interrogation.
It's like an aneurysm.
Yeah, more or less. So then Maestro's all pissed off, and he like crushes his face. He's like, "That's for spit in my face."
And then Maestro's like, "Bring me someone else to crush."
Yeah, basically he is like that. At one point, like the vizier is like gets the information that the Hulk is here, and he's joined the Freedom Fighters and shit, and he has to go through like 3 different like channels to get to Maestro, and each one is like, Maestro says he doesn't want to be disturbed. And he's like, "I'm the fucking vizier, and he's gonna be really pissed if he doesn't find out that like the Hulk is here. So like let me through." And he finally like gets through.
How many concubines is he banging at that time?
Like 5.
Ha! I knew it.
That's a lot.
It was this hideous image of this like old like
bumpy
Hulk.
Oh,
Like,
why is he bumpy?
Because he's old.
No, those aren't age bumps. Those are like
Those are
those are
herpes.
weird bumps.
Those are warts.
Those are gamma warts. He also, by the way, like absorbed the energy from the atomic wars.
Oh wow, no, literally there's 5 that we can see.
Booyah! He absorbed like energy from the atomic wars, so he's actually like stronger than he's ever been.
He's not in the middle of it. It looked like they were, spent.
Oh yeah, no, Well,
he might still be in the middle of it.
Yeah, exactly. They might be able to.
That's why he has so many.
So they do that, yeah. So anyway, but that's the point. Like he has all these concubines.
Wow, look at this vizier!
He's such a jackass.
Wow! Wow! Look at these shoulder pads!
You, I have information regarding the Hulk. So
I like his shape.
So they get the information about where the fucking the Freedom Fighters are, and they're like, we can't get through because like they're underground. And Maestro's like, ugh! So then he just starts digging. And he digs all the way to the base. And he's like digging through, and like and his army's like running behind him.
No. They can't run behind him. It's not like he displaces the Earth into like the Earth it's...
No, he does.
Actually, no. I guess the Hulk could...
But he doesn't. No, he just does this.
No, but if you're digging, it goes behind you.
Yeah.
Like if he's the Hulk and he's pushing out of the way, maybe that's
he's
feasible.
digging like a badger. And like if he had if if his army's like shooting the debris while I was throwing it, I might have bought it.
No, because if you shoot the debris, it's just going to create smaller debris, but it's not going to get, like, destroyed.
No, but at least you can run through it. Anyway,
Well,
Maestro...
Yeah, no, he's just doing that exact thing.
So then Maestro makes it to the Freedom Fighters base.
Can I pull an Ethan and just say, like, how impossible it would be to hit the base if you're just blindly digging in the ground?
If you're the Hulk and you have super strength and you have, like, atomic enhanced strength, and you're the Maestro, so you can,
the probability of actually getting to the base.
No,
like,
he knows where it is.
Dig.
He knows where the entrance is. They go to the entrance and they can't get through to it.
Okay, so they're in that general area.
Yeah, no. They know where the door is.
I thought he was just in the palace, and they're like, it's underground
Well,
somewhere.
I'll just dig
All right, hang on.
Yeah, no, that's just how he gets anywhere.
Sorry, that's kind of part where he punches that guy in the face.
Yeah, he punches his head off. It's horrifying.
Splutch.
Yeah, there's a lot of splutch in this book. So then Hulk and Maestro fight, and Maestro's like, "You dumb bastard! Like, I can't believe you actually came to the future to fight me. You're such a dumbass. Like, what the crap?" So then they fight, and Maestro kicks the shit out of Hulk because Maestro's stronger and smarter than him.
Wow, did they recolor this cover?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh yeah, for Marvel reprintings, they only recover the covers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is sometimes good and sometimes not.
I'm sorry, we looked at this.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
This is Rick Jones's trophy room. This is where Rick Jones keeps all the relics of the age of the superheroes.
That's fucking
I
morbid.
thought it was Maestro's.
No, it's not. It's Rick Jones's. It's really morbid.
So the guy we're voting for has all of the relics and destroyed pieces
Well, then
of
I guess
the friends
it's more of a
that he used to
museum.
Yes, it's more of a museum.
Than what I'm thinking of, which is Red Skull from...
Yes, from Old Man Logan.
It's more of a museum, even though he has beast's skin.
That's all that was left.
Yeah.
You don't keep that!
Well, here's another thing.
That's like if you stuffed him and mounted him.
This is really cool looking.
The other thing that is...
oh my god, is that the thing in a Sentinel's head?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's so many great Easter eggs in this splash. So, the other thing, by the way, is...
Doctor Strange's cloak.
I know.
There's a little picture of him. I like that picture. He's just like...
Hey.
I
It's a picture that Rick took.
Oh!
Oh, and Ghost Rider's bike.
Yeah, but it's Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider bike.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
This is amazing. These 2 pages alone...
Yeah, it's like worth the price of admission.
Right?
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
And then there's a fight in it later, and it's a lot of fun. So, alright.
Oh, they grab shit and use it?
Yeah.
Yay, Cyclops' visor!
Yeah.
I also like...
Oh, it's just on a workbench.
And some CDs!
And Maestro, taunts him, and Maestro is like, "You can't beat me. I'm too fucking smart and too fucking strong. Also, what you're doing is stupid, because I don't remember fighting myself from the future. Which means by coming here, you have changed the future. You've created an alternate timeline. So no matter what, this is my future."
Have we
skewed off into an alternate tangent, creating this alternate future of the Marvel Universe. They have a fight. It's badass and brutal, and this is where, for me, Perez's art really shines. Like, Perez knows how to draw, unbelievable detail in a million people in one scene, but the fight is knock down, drag out, brutal.
And epic.
And pretty epic. Well, Maestro doesn't even give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about his people or anything like that, or his city. He'll destroy it all just to fight him, because Maestro hasn't fought anybody in a long time. No one's ever been his equal or his match. So he's having a blast. He knows he can't be defeated. He knows he's never going to be upseated. And he's also and I can kind of cut loose. So he's beating the shit out of Hulk. He's threatening people's lives, and Hulk is oh shit. They try to bluff each other, but Maestro's I know who you are. We're the same person. You can't bluff me. I know that you're gonna try and save this chick that I'll rip in half.
Yeah, that is messed up.
He's I'm gonna rip this chick in half. And she's don't. I worship you. And he's I don't care. I'm fucking Maestro. And Hulk is don't care. She's from the fucking future. I don't know her. And he's okay. Then I'm gonna smash her. And then Hulk's oh. And he's see, I knew it. And then he throws her away. Hulk punches Maestro in the nards. It's hilarious.
That face.
Yeah.
Is that accurate, fellas?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
All the hairs on your end, like shoot out like you were electrocuted? Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So, and the freedom fighters, by the way, are in this story, but who gives a shit? Because they do nothing. They keep trying to do things, and then it never works out.
They found these skeletons.
Yeah, whatever. So Hulk and Maestro fight, and it's badass and awesome. But there's a moment where Maestro finally gets the upper hand, and he's like, fuck this. And he just breaks the Hulk's neck and paralyzes him. Because he knows that the Hulk has an accelerated healing factor and can come back from any, like... Injury. So
even though the Hulk is paralyzed, Maestro will not be paralyzed in the future.
Yes. He's also like, I know you're going to be fixed, so like, even if you are destined to become me, you're still going to be fine. And he actually like, kind of kills him with kindness in a way, where he puts him in like an accelerated healing, like, chair. Like, he puts him in a fucking, in a Hulk-sized wheelchair. And like, puts him up
with concubines.
With concubines. And he's
There's
like...
one.
Well, he sends one that kind of looks like Betty.
By the way, that bed...
It's pretty epic.
It's something.
Oh my god.
It's like from Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his banging bed.
Yeah, because that chick's like upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, no matter what. It's disgusting. So, yeah. And in fact, like, there's actually a really, like, morally nebulous moment where, like, there's this concubine and she's like an idiot. You know, like, she doesn't know anything but serving Maestro. Mm-hmm. And Maestro said, like, service this guy. Like Hulk.
Like it was me.
Right. Yeah. And so he's like, you kind of, like, so he like, Hulk comes to and he's, like, having a vision and he thinks that it's Betty Ross, his, like, once and future wife. And, yeah, and she's like, well, I could be Betty if you want. And he's like, stop, no. And he's like, what is your name? She's like, it's Betty. Like, now my name's Betty. And he's like, ugh. But then she, like, bangs him, and he's like, no! And you're like, nah, so I guess she raped...
No?
Yeah, like, he's like, I don't want to, like... You're too stupid...
To be Betty!
Yes, but, like, to be... Like, this is... It's rape. It's really inappropriate.
I know you don't want to have sex with me because you want to.
Well, she thinks she does, and it's like, you're so warped that, like, this is inappropriate from my moral standards.
Because your king, your ruler said to do this.
Yeah, like, it's horrifying. So, like, what's his name? Like,
Although that's the weird thing, like, technically he is their ruler.
Yes.
Just from the past.
Right, so... But yeah, it's gross.
Well, there's, like, dudes here, too.
Well, yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
No, but there's, like, a dude in, like, a polo shirt. That's what it looks like to me.
He's just kind of hanging out. He's like, shh. He's just hanging out in here.
That's a polo shirt. What the crap?
Yeah.
What? They salvage one polo shirt.
Exactly.
That's that guy.
It's that guy's.
From the fucking wastelands. So, this is when, like, Maestro reveals his, like, his theories on time travel. And he's like, if you think that, like, you will become me, then here's this gun. Like, shoot yourself in the brain. You can't heal that. Like, if you believe that I'm right, like, or that if you believe that I'm wrong, then take yourself out of the equation.
Is Bruce Banner and the Hulk the same person at this point? Okay.
Yeah, there's no separate.
Okay.
So wait, that means there's a gun that can actually penetrate the Hulk's skin and skull.
Well, the Maestro made it.
Maestro. Well, no, actually, later Maestro will reveal a gun that he has that is made specifically to kill the Hulk, made by Forge.
So that means the Hulk could just use it on Maestro.
Yes.
Or anyone could use it on Maestro.
I just gave it away, didn't I?
No.
Okay, whoo!
Maestro uses it on Hulk, when Hulk eventually gets better and fights him.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Alright, get to that part, because now I know what's going to happen.
So anyway...
it's Disney.
During Hulk's regeneration or recuperation, Maestro, like, takes him along on, like, his work. Like, takes him to work with him. Like, well, let's go to the Wastelands and we'll go get concubines.
It's bring your past self to work day.
Exactly. So, and while he's doing this, he's like, like, when you get better, you like, since I know that you're not going to become me, you should just stay here. And we could take twice as much room. Like, we could do so much more. Like, I could teach you how to be a monster. And, like, you could help me, like, take over more land and, like, crush insurrections and stuff.
You could have all these
and you could have all these women. Like, all, like...
But, like, the second tier.
Right.
I'm getting the first tier.
Well, he's like,
I like that much better than, but after me.
Right.
No.
You get sloppy seconds.
Gross.
Ew, no.
So Hulk doesn't really, like... Obviously, Hulk's like, no. And eventually, Hulk reveals that, like, okay, so the Vizier tries to assassinate Hulk.
I just saw the Hulk starting to grow a beard.
Yeah, he was starting, well, because he hasn't shaved, and like someone says like, yo, you should keep it, and he's like, no, because I'll become the Maestro.
Does he just pluck them out by hand?
No, he actually can't move, but he's been pretending. He's been playing possum the whole time.
Oh.
He's been like downplaying his recuperation so that he could eventually spring into action. And at one point, like, Hulk is sleeping, yeah, and the Vizier like takes that gun that Maestro gave Hulk to like kill himself to shoot the Hulk. He's like, I'm already trying to usurp power here. I don't need another Hulk who's younger than that Hulk getting in the way. And he immediately fails. The Hulk defeats him and like gets rid of the gun.
And then Jafar gets sent to
Jafar
Cave
gets sent to the
of
Cave of
Wonders.
Wonders. No. So like they actually use him to tell, well, okay, so Hulk moves his ridiculous bed out of the way and reveals that like he's been digging a tunnel himself to the resistance, and like gets the resistance to come. And he's
where has he been putting the dirt?
He
right?
eats it.
Great question. I don't know, and it's never addressed.
He eats it. That's my answer.
He must eat the dirt because the Hulk he regenerates, whatever. So
what? I can eat dirt. I'm the Hulk.
you can eat
It's
dirt.
not gonna hurt me.
Yeah, they obviously have at least one Hulk-made bathroom. So like whatever waste he's created from the dirt, will be flushed. Anyway,
Mud pies.
so Hulk and the Freedom Fighters use the Vizier to like go to where the Maestro is like sleeping or whatever, and the Maestro shoots Hulk with his forge gun, and he's like, "I knew that you were recuperating." Like he already is like he's 10 steps ahead of the Hulk. That's
Right.
the most frustrating thing is that like Peter David wrote Maestro as the writer. He goes like, I knew that you were going to do that because I'm Peter David and I fucking wrote this story.
Oh, so he's breaking the fourth wall.
No. It's just
Not breaking the fourth wall, but like
it's more like
he's using out of game information.
Yes, but like he's not saying like I know the writer. It's more like Peter David is just treating Maestro as though he's like channeling himself into the Maestro.
Gotcha.
So Maestro shoots Hulk with the forge gun. Hulk like gets blasted across the like room or whatever, and the Freedom Fighters are pretty much all fucking wasted. One survives. I think it's Janice. And by the way, she's named after Janis Joplin. Well, ultimately,
He has to have a better hat than the Vizier. I mean, come on.
yeah. Ultimately, the Freedom Fighters wind up like kicking the shit out of Hulk's or Maestro's like minions.
Okay.
While Maestro goes after Hulk.
Okay.
And like follows the blood trail through the tunnel into the Resistance's house, into Rick Jones's trophy room.
Okay. You mean they don't do the old superhero, we gotta switch opponents in order to win? And
No, they don't do that.
and then
Thankfully, they do not
And then
do
all
that.
the people just die.
Yeah, and then everyone dies. He goes, we're gonna switch, go get Maestro! Splat. Splorch. Maestro encounters old Rick Jones. And he's like, great, I can kill you too. Meh. And he winds up punching, he's gonna punch Rick Jones. And Rick Jones pulls Captain America's shield in the way. So it just rockets him backwards. And he winds No. He goes back in time.
No,
That
he
would've
breaks
fucking
reality.
amazing. No, he fucking gets punched by Maestro. The shield protects him, but he's blasted like out of the chair through the trophy room
Wow.
and onto Wolverine's adamantium claws because Rick Jones kept his skeleton. So it's like blah.
I love that he's also wearing a Wolverine-esque outfit.
Yes, he is. That's hilarious. He's wearing like a friggin' flannel and jeans.
Oh no! I was actually Canadian the whole time.
So they have this big fight, and it's super cool because like Hulk uses Cap's shield, and at one point like Maestro sees Mjolnir, and he tries to pick it up, and he can't. He's like, "Are you kidding me? Like no one's worthy anymore. I don't understand." Hulk does not use Mjolnir in this fight.
Really?
It sucks.
Does anyone?
Because you
No.
think that he would be worthy.
Yes, because there's no one left. No. So then the fight.
Whoa. Just because there's no one left doesn't mean, like, the standards for worthiness drop.
Exactly.
Well, maybe they do.
Well, they don't because Hulk doesn't get to pick up the fucking hammer. So they have this cool fight. Fucking at one point, like, there's a reference to the fact that like they realize that I guess Cap's shield could cut the Hulk, but Cap is never strong enough to pierce Hulk's skin.
Oh.
So like Hulk whips the shield at Maestro, it like cuts into his chest. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking cut you in half, and you're like, whoa! It's an amazing fight because at some point Hulk says, I hate all my fucking villains like Abomination and the Leader, but there's no one I hate more than you. And you're like, ooh, like that's like he hates himself, and it's like you're the worst I've ever, like you're the worst I have to offer. You're everything that I've ever been like worried about myself.
Yeah,
and you are real. Like I have to kill you. And Maestro always like gains the upper hand more or less, and
because he fights dirty.
Yeah, and they eventually like they just rip through the Resistance's base.
Aww.
Eventually they leave the trophy room behind,
Aww.
which is sad. I was hoping that it was going to end there. And as they're fighting, Maestro's basically like, you'll never beat me. And like, so Maestro's like walking for Hulk, and Hulk's like, I don't have to fucking beat you. Boop! Turns on Dr. Doom's time machine, which, as we know, is a platform that raises up and takes you into whatever time you've set. So the time platform's going up. Maestro's like, oh shit, Dr. Doom's time machine, it doesn't matter, you can't beat me, and then like, blink, and he's gone. And I'm thinking like, when I was reading this for the first time a long time ago, I was like, what the fuck, man, like, where's he sent to the end of time? Like, to the atomic wars, but we know that Hulk survives that, like, when? Because at one point, Maestro says, like, I can't believe you came to the future to fight me, you know, like, Thor died in the Atomic Wars. He might be able to beat me, but he's dead now, so he can't. You might have been able to get, like, somebody else to beat me. Like, but you? So, you know, maybe he sends him to, like, a cool time when, like, or Silver Surfer? Like, you know, no. Fucking, he sends him to the blast site where the Hulk was created.
Oh.
So when Maestro, like, arrives, he's in, like, you know, the desert, and he's hearing the countdown, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, great, I'm in the past. Okay, well, I'm still going to survive. I can't die. Like, or, I can't really age. I age slower than everybody else, whatever. And then he, like, looks into the horizon, and he sees a young Bruce Banner pushing a young Rick Jones out of the blast radius from the gamma bomb that's about to create the Hulk. And Maestro takes a look immediately next to him and sees that he's standing next to the gamma bomb. So the gamma bomb goes off and simultaneously creates the Hulk and annihilates the Maestro. So the gamma bomb is the only thing that could have killed the Maestro.
Did you already cover this? Can the Dr. Doom's time machine travel through space and time?
Apparently it can.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's always stuck in Latveria.
It didn't used to, but in this it does.
Okay.
Maybe they change it in the future. Maybe they make some modifications.
I was going to say, unless this is like really...
Unless we're in the desert.
Right, it's just amazing...
Yeah, coincidence that we're there.
Dystopia was built...
Now, it would have been cool if that was the case, but it's cool enough that Peter David winds up taking, like... that he simultaneously creates the Hulk and unmakes the Hulk in the same bomb. The Maestro is destroyed by the gamma bomb. And Hulk winds up like using some special adhesive and takes what the Freedom Fighters wind up like cremating Rick Jones, who was like the leader of the Freedom Fighters and like the impetus behind everything. And he winds up cremating Rick Jones and spreading his ashes over an adhesive onto Captain America's shield. And then he whips the shield into space. As like a, you know...
A thing that will always be out there.
Yeah, he's like, well, it's like...
Destroying anything it comes into contact with.
Well, he's like... It's basically his way of being like, you know, you're going on one last adventure, you know, with your mentor.
Until eventually you get swallowed up by some planets or sun's gravity.
Well, whatever, he's dead already. It's a metaphor. So, anyways, that's the end. And then I guess, ostensibly...
He broke the moon in half.
Yeah. So, essentially, I guess he just gets back into the time machine, goes to the past, and he's like, that was fucked up. That was the end. Later, they'll say that like Maestro's essence survived, and it goes into.
Is that what this is?
No, that's just a backup. In this awesome trade that we got in a episode of Letters page, they also have Peter David's written story Hulk: The End. Back in like the early 2000s, Marvel's trying out this thing where like we're never going to end the Hulk comics, we're never going to end Spider-Man, we're never going to end the X-Men. But what if we did? Let's give it to like one of our definitive writers, and we'll say like write the last story.
Okay.
You know, regardless of continuity, whatever you want to do. And so Peter David wrote Hulk: The End. And it's like, basically, everybody's dead. All of humanity's dead, but the Hulk survives. And what happens? And so, it's a really, really, really depressing story.
So wait, he goes home?
Yeah, so Hulk goes home.
It doesn't say that.
No, it's not like he's going to stay here and, like, rule dystopia.
Oh.
He could.
I know. It'd be interesting. Especially since he has a time machine, he can go back whenever he wants.
I'm gonna make this a better place. Hang on.
Nah, you got it. So he basically hands over the reins of power to the rebels. No, they get it.
Oh yeah, because they were so competent.
Yeah, well, they knew to bring Hulk. I mean, he did it. This is so ridiculous. And in fact, like, every time Peter David gets a chance, he's like, Peter Bibber. Like, I'm going to do another Peter Bibber.
No, is
like,
the story, like, crazy? Yeah, but, like, I have really enjoyed looking through this entire book.
Oh, it's so fun. The art's phenomenal for, George Perez doing just non-stop Easter eggs and just stretching his artistic muscles and playing with, like, designs and stuff. Peter David is obviously having a blast writing his future babble and preparing for creating the 2099 future.
So the story is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And some of the
But it's
characters are, like, asinine. Basically the rebels.
But deliberately, yeah.
But it's fun.
But you get to see that.
Yeah, you get to see gross, pimply Hulk.
Yeah.
Getting out of bed with concubines.
With like, and he has a beard and he's losing his hair. It's one of my favorite Hulk stories of all time because it's what a Hulk story should be. It's an awesome fight. It's very kind of simple. It plays with the idea of like duality and like good versus evil and internal good versus and like internal struggle. But it's mostly just an awesome fight where Hulk fights a big scary bad guy.
Well, it also proves the Hulk's strength of character because he sees himself in the future and he goes, "I go bald. I'm fine with that."
Yeah, he's totally okay with that. No point does he make a crack about his.
Now that's a man.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Just
this alone
amazing.
It should be a poster.
There's Cloak.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, but like every time you open it up, you're like, oh, I found another thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really fun.
Yeah. I like the whole Doctor Strange area. It's
going back to the trophy room.
Yeah.
And thinking about it now, like, what if the standards of Mjolnir did change? Where it's just like, oh, this is all that's left?
I guess.
Fine.
Piz Viz can have it.
You're worthy?
Yeah. I think maybe either Peter David was like resisting the urge, like he's like it would be too easy.
No, and
for Hulk to just pick up Mjolnir and crack like Maestro across the face.
I agree.
But I think it was too delicious to ignore. It's too bad he didn't do it.
You have to absolutely. Is that Doom's?
It's Doom's mask
and his hand,
I guess, or it's a Doombot's arm.
Could be.
Or it's Ultron's hand.
Is that Wrecking Ball?
Yep, that's it's Absorbing Man's Wrecking Ball.
What's up with the green brick?
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
There's so many cool things in here. There's like Hawkeye's quiver back there.
Yeah.
Red Skull.
Yep.
I can't believe Tom Servo is in there.
I know, it's fun. He's here too. I got a trophy room, much like the Rick Jones.
What's that? I'm telling you, it's more like a museum.
By the way,
a sad museum.
In the Secret Wars Future Imperfect, Maestro has the museum. Like, this is Maestro's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Future Imperfect, everybody. Super awesome, fun Hulk story. Thank you so much for sending me this trade so we could actually look at it, because this is the way to do back issues.
Can I be honest? This is a little more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. What the hell?
Giant bugs rip apart Hulk every night and eat him, and then he reforms in Hulk the End.
This is the end, not
Future Imperfect. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Back Issues, where I explain comics to two friends who don't normally read them and never really grew up reading them. I am Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Yep. Enjoy.
Enjoy the balls!
Yeah, true.
That face.
That's the old way of straightening your hair.
That's literally what...
That's why girls had to use irons. Men, you just hit them in the balls.
I will literally only think of the Maestro in two ways. Stepping out of a room of concubines.
And being electrocuted by being punched in the balls.
Yeah. And this. Yep.